I can't really believe it. It's mink.
That's right, it sure is, and you look good in it. And don't be so impressed, Ruby, with one little gift. When the money really starts rolling in, honey, you're going to be walking on sable.
I am already walking on air. I don't need sable.
Ooh, you're going to look so fine New Year's Eve. You're going to put all those society dames to shame. When you walk into that ball, it's going to be like Cinderella, her own self.
Oh, honey, I can't go to that ball. I haven't got anybody to go with.
Sure you do. You got me.
Oh.
And so does Bobby. I would like the pleasure of escorting the two most beautiful women in Port Charles to that ball.
Lucky you.
Thank you. I think it would be nice. I would enjoy it. And as a matter of fact, you ought to enjoy it, too. Both of you, you deserve to get out and do some of the things that some of the women in this town do. You're as good as them. You're better than most of them. Now you're going to have the money to back it all up.
Well, I'm going to hang up my coat before they repossess it.
Oh.
They won't, Bobby. Don't worry.
Oh, honey, here, I want to talk to you while we've got a second about something.
Okay, what?
Well, it's some stuff Bobby's been telling me.
What'd she tell you?
About you. Are you really mixed up with the Baldwin girl?
Ruby, I don't want to talk to you about this.
Honey, listen to me just this once. I never have told you what to do. But I'm really worried about you. I don't want you to get hurt. The Baldwin girl is not for you. In fact, almost any man that she gets mixed up with is going to get destroyed. Take my word. You are headed for trouble.
Well, Mrs. Grant tried something new today. She tried cooking the turkey breast side down, and I didn't know about that, but it's really doing very well.
It smells just heavenly.
Yeah.
You sure I can't help with anything?
There's nothing to be done, besides which Amy is in the kitchen making her world-famous gelatin mold, which doesn't really leave a lot of room for anybody else.
I know. I remember how she used to take over the kitchen. There'd be pots and pans everywhere.
Where are Rick and Scotty?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Scotty went with Dad to the hospital to do his afternoon rounds. Dad said something about wanting to check on Monica and the baby.
I see. Well, I hope they won't be too long.
No, they said they'd hurry back. You know, that's such a beautiful cameo that Dad gave you.
Yes, it is.
Do you really like the scarf?
I love it. I told you that. I love all of my presents. I think you were very extravagant and very generous.
No, I'm afraid that is the one thing that I wasn't. I tried to pick out something that you'd both like within a very narrow budget.
Laura, as long as we have a couple of minutes, tell me about last night. I've been so happy for you. Was it just the spirit of Christmas that did it, or what?
Yeah, I guess it was. Scotty gave me a star for the top of the Christmas tree, and it was just such a lovely evening. He was so sweet and so gentle. And then afterwards we made love.
And it was really all right for you.
Sure.
Laura?
Oh, really? It was beautiful.
Well, what's wrong? What wasn't quite right? Tell me.
Oh, well, it just wasn't as good for me as it was for him.
Oh, honey.
But it's all right. It was just good to be man and wife again. I mean, it wasn't the way it used to be, but at least it wasn't ugly and it didn't hurt physically. It was a very positive step forward. I love Scotty, and I know that one day it's really going to be the way it used to be before the rape.
I'm sure you're right.
Mother, I've had this funny feeling today that there's something wrong.
Oh? Like what?
Well, with you. You haven't been the same since you delivered Monica's baby.
Well, that was a pretty emotional experience, you know.
And that's all?
Well, no, but I can't really talk about it right now.
Why not?
Because Amy is liable to come in from the kitchen any minute, and I tell you what, we will talk about it, you and I, after the holidays, and I'll tell you a couple of things that you're going to have to know anyway.
I really don't like the sound of
No. Now, come on, let's not worry about it today. Let's talk about Christmas things today. You really, really, really like like your watch.
Oh, I love it, and I love you and Dad, too. You've been so wonderful, so understanding, and so patient. You know, I'm still very sorry for all the trouble that I've caused you this year. If there really were Santa Claus, I wouldn't be getting any presents because I really don't deserve them.
Not true.
Anyhow, I really don't know what I would do without you. I mean, I love being married to Scotty and everything, but somehow it's more important to me to know that you and Dad are happy. And I'll tell you a secret, too. What? Sometimes I find myself being just a little bit jealous of Amy.
Of Amy? Why?
Well, you know, she's living here with you and Dad now. She's staying in my bedroom, and she has all the advantages of being near you and Dad. I don't know. That's selfish, mean, cruel of me.
It isn't selfish or mean or cruel. It's just maybe a little bit pointless.
Oh.
My goodness. Amy could never take your place. Don't you know that? You have absolutely no reason to be jealous of Amy. You're my daughter. You're the one I love.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi. Fancy seeing you here. Merry Christmas and all of that.
Same to you. What are you doing working today? Why don't you sit down?
Oh, thanks, Buddy. Well, you know, a lot of the girls had husbands and boyfriends that they want to spend the day with, so... What are you doing here?
Oh, well, I came down there with Rick. He's doing his rounds right now. I'm waiting for him to get through. Listen, why did you pick Christmas? New Year's would have been a better day to be working.
Well, it didn't make too much difference to me. Somehow, Christmas didn't seem that important to me this year.
Yeah, no, I know. I understand, Bobby. I know it's been rough on you, losing someone that you love.
Yeah, it is rough.
Yeah, well, I can sympathize with that because that's how it's been with Laura and me for the last couple of months.
How so?
Well, I mean, she's been in the house physically, but not emotionally after the rape and all.
Yeah, I know.
But we are back together again as man and wife.
That's good, Scotty.
Can I tell you something? I haven't said this to many people, but I think Laura is holding back about the man that raped her. I think it's somebody that she knows, and it could be somebody that we all know. And if I ever do find the guy,
Scotty,
you know what?
I think I know what you're going to say, and if I'm right, I hope you never do find that man.
What? Why?
Because there's been enough violence in all of our lives to last a lifetime. And I don't want there to be any more for any reason. I have to go now.
I'll see you.
Merry Christmas, Bobby.
Merry Christmas.
What's with Bobby?
I just got a little upset.
What about?
I'm not really sure. We were talking about the man that raped Laura.
Yeah.
And I told her what I would do if I ever found the guy. And she said that she hopes that I don't. She said there's been enough violence in everybody's life as it is. And then she got up and walked out.
Scotty, you know, her attitude may be understandable. She may still be suffering from her loss of Roy. She might also think that you still feel of Roy as the rapist.
I wonder if that's it.
Well, it might be.
Well, I've got to set her straight because I don't think that at all. I mean, I don't even know who's what. I'm just happy to have Laura back as my wife again.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
Laura and we made love for the first time last night since all of that happened.
Scotty, that's great. I'm very happy for you.
Well, now, I don't know how good it was for Laura, but she did respond. So I think we're making progress.
I'm sure it is.
No, seriously, Rick. Now, you know a heck of a lot more about women than I do. Now, don't you think that we're making progress?
Scotty, I'm not an expert in things like that, but I would say if you're having a male-female relationship in that manner, yes, of course that's progress. And I'm glad for you. For another reason as well.
What?
After the holidays, you and Laura are going to have to face a rather unpleasant situation. Leslie and I are separating.